That's it.
Okay. Hi everyone. Good afternoon from this side. Many thanks for joining us today. I have with me today Mary from London Metropolitan University. So Mary will be telling us everything we need to know today about London Metropolitan University. She'll be giving us the entry requirements, the details, and during the course of this seminar, if you have a question for Mary or any of the speakers, please kindly drop them in the chat box and I will be reading them directly to Mary for her to give us an answer. And please, I urge everyone to kindly mute your mics, please. Thank you. So, hi, Mary.
Sorry, can I just intersect? I do apologize before we start. My name is David Essien. I'm the regional manager for Africa at London Met. And I'm just partnering with Mary. If there are sort of any questions pertaining to any subject areas or requirements, Mary will be able to help you with it. I'll also be on standby as well. So thank you very much for attending and inviting us.
Thank you, Essen. All right. Thank you very much for that. Hi, Mary. Can you hear
Gloria.
me?
Thank you so much.
All right. Over to you, please.
Thank you very much for having me. So I have a presentation slide, about 10 slides. I'll just run through it and yes, take question after the presentation. Please let me know when you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see your screen, but it's not so clear. Okay. Yeah, we can see your screen now.
Is it better now?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Thank you so much, Gloria. And like my regional manager has said, we are a team. We are the African team at London Metropolitan University, and we are here to answer questions or concerns that students may have. So yes, he has already introduced the team. Like I said, he's the regional manager. He's based in London, and my name is Mary. I'm the senior international officer, and I'm based in Lagos, Nigeria. And we take care of the African market. Yeah, so quickly to the students, while London Metropolitan University, amongst other UK universities, why would you have to go for London Met? First off, we are part of the top 10 UK universities for teaching quality, and this is a verifiable fact. Also, all of our undergraduate courses have some form of work-related learning, such as placement, client projects. So what this just means is that when you come into London Med to do undergraduate courses with us, we have some form of work-related learning or internships embedded in your modules, so that at the end of your undergraduate course, you have some form of work experience as a result of the several internships, placements, client projects, or campus work experience that you may have encountered in the course of your module. So it is embedded in your modules as an undergraduate with London Met. Also, like the wider London community, our students are from all kinds of backgrounds. So we have diversity of cohorts on campus in London Metropolitan University. Over 140 nationalities are represented at the university. And the last but not the least, among several other key selling points, is the fact that London Met have committed about £50 million to drive racial equity and inclusion at London Met. So we are big on diversity of cohort, inclusion, and racial equity. So be rest assured that irrespective of where you come from, you'll be very well recognized on campus. So I'll just go straight to our various schools, or what we refer to as faculty in Nigeria. Well, these are different schools at London Met. Before I take each of these schools, I'd like to state that we pride ourselves in a wide range of in-demand courses. So most of the courses that young people want to study these days, we almost always have that course offered at London Metropolitan University. So first of all, I'll be taking the Guildhall School of Business and Law. Under this school, we have all business courses, international business, business management, accounting and finance, law, economics, marketing, conference and interpreting, and the like. So every business related. Okay. All right. So all, like I was saying, all business related courses, we have it under the Guildhall School of Business and Law. Then secondly, we are taking the School of Computing and Digital Media. Under the School of Computing and Digital Media, we have undergraduate and postgraduate courses in computer science, cyber security, cloud security, software engineering, communications technology, mathematics. So all computing related courses are offered under the School of Computing and Digital Media. The third one is the School of Human Sciences, where we have courses around biosciences, biotechnology, dietetics and food and nutrition. Under the School of Human Sciences, we also have adult nursing, we have pharmacy, pharmacology, pharmaceutical sciences. So most human science related courses are offered in this school, although we do not offer medicine yet, but we have other human science related courses. The fourth school we are going to be looking at is the School of Social.
Hi, Mary. Could you please put it on like presentation view so we can have a bigger view of the school? Yeah, thanks.
All right, that's fine. Is it better now?
Yes, it is. Thanks.
All right, all right. Okay. So the fourth school we are looking at is the School of Social Sciences and Social Professions. Under the School of Social Sciences and Social Professions, we have courses like education, we have health and social care, we have public health, psychology, child and women abuse studies, criminology and sociology. Please be informed that the courses that I put here on the slide is for want of space. This is not an exhaustive list. I've just given you examples of courses we have under each of these schools. Whenever you have an interest in a particular course, you can just further drill down, and I'm sure we'll have that course offered in London Met. So these are just examples of courses in this school. So for the School of Art, Architecture and Design, we offer architecture, we offer English creative writing, fashion, jewelry, photography, interior design. And for the School of Art, Architecture and Design, a student, while submitting an application, is required to submit a portfolio alongside with his application under the School of Art, Architecture and Design, especially if you're coming for courses like architecture, fashion, photography, and interior design or interior decoration. So you're required to submit a portfolio of what you've done or drawings you've done regarding that particular course that you're coming for. The last but not the least school we are looking at is the School of Built Environment, under which we have courses like quantity surveying, commercial management, construction project management, real estate, building, and the like. So courses under civil engineering, as it were, are under School of Built Environment. I'd like to also mention that I'm aware that project management is a popular course among African or Nigerian students. Please be informed that we also have project management under the school or under the Guildhall School of Business and Law. And this construction project management is this construction project management, as the name implies, is under the School of Built Environment. So if you want to take the generic project management, or if you're interested in generic project management as a course, we have it under the Guildhall School of Business and Law. And this construction project management is under the School of built environment. Moving on, our student life, our life on campus, our students have a very vibrant life on campus, and the students can engage in several activities beyond just academics. For example, the students can volunteer to work as a student ambassador, can join a sports club, sports team like basketball, cheerleading, and so many more. Then a student can also find his or her own society. So if you have a society, so long as it's in line with some of the principles of the school, a student can find his own society and be very well represented. That society can be very well represented on campus. So we are assuring our students of a vibrant campus life beyond just academics. So we are big on building a holistic individual, academics, and extracurricular activities. So basically, I'll just use this slide to speak on the key updates as regards to our tuition fee, payment plan, our early bird discount, and some deadlines, with regards to January intake and May intake. So first off, before I start taking each of these key updates, I'd like to state that the next entry for international students, which Nigerian students belong to, is January intake. And after January intake, we also have a May intake, a January 2025 intake, and a May 2025 intake. Our tuition deposit is at £4,000, £4,000. So when a student has met the conditions in his or her offer, the student will be invited to pay his or her tuition deposit, which is at £4,000. Now, when a student pays £4,000, the student receives cash to process his or her visa. But on or before enrollment, a student is required to pay a minimum of 50% to be enrolled. So once you've gotten your visa, you're preparing to come to school to get enrolled, you're required to make up your tuition fee to 50% on or before enrollment. Now, the balance tuition fee can be paid in 3 equal installments after enrollment. Please bear in mind that our tuition fee varies from course to course, but it's within the range of £16,000 to about £20,000. Is somebody saying something, please? Okay. So, like I was saying, our tuition fees is between the range of £16,000 to £20,000. And African students are open to a scholarship of about £3,000 discount. So once you're an African student enrolling into London Metropolitan University, you have the leverage of £3,000 discount applied to your fees, and it is automatic, provided you are from Africa. It's an automatic discount. We also have an early bird discount, and this is strictly for people who are in the deposit payment stage. So if you're a student on this call who have fulfilled the conditions on your offer and you have been invited to pay your tuition deposit, please be informed that you have an additional £500 discount that you can enjoy if you pay your tuition fee on or before the 2nd of December 2024. I'll just go again. If you're a student on this call who have been invited to pay your tuition deposit, or you're at the deposit payment stage, you can enjoy an additional £500 discount, provided you pay your tuition on or before December 2nd, 2024. Okay, yes. So deadlines, there's a hyperlink for deadlines, deadlines for application, deadlines for CAS, deadlines for enrollment. That's for January 2025 and May 2025 intake. After this meeting, I'll just send you this slide so that you can check out the deadlines for each of these intake. Now, I also stated here that deadlines for MRES application is November 1st, 2024. So MRES just means Masters by Research, or PGR, that's postgraduate research-based course, where students will come into London Met to pursue a research degree at London Metropolitan University. Now, the deadline for the MRES applications is 1st of November 2024. It's not the same deadlines with the other course, postgraduate taught courses at London Met. So that's why that one is separate. So if you're interested in coming in to do Masters by Research or any postgraduate research-based course, the deadline for putting in an application with us is the 1st of November 2024. I also don't know if there are Kenyan students online, but I also bring you good news with regards to Kenya and Uganda students. So in the past, we require them to prove their English proficiency by writing a standard English test. But just recently, we are beginning to accept KCSE, a C in KCSE. So if you're coming in from Kenya and you want to do an undergraduate course with us, if you have a C in your KCSE, in English in your KCSE, you would not need to write a standard English test. Okay. You don't need to write a standard English test if you're coming in, if you have a C in English in your KCSE. That's if you're coming in for undergraduate. If you're coming for postgraduate course, you just need a C+ in your KCSE and you don't need to write any standard English test. Also, for any students who is coming in from Uganda, all you need to do is all you need to have in your English in your UCE is a 6. Okay, the grade 6 in English in UCE will suffice as proof of English for students who are coming in from Uganda. So that is a new update that just came in. I'd just like to share it with you in case we have Kenyan students and Ugandan students join on this call. Also, we have options for HND graduates and we have options for third class graduates. I'll go with the HND graduate first. So if you are a HND graduate student online, you can come into London Med to do a top-up course with us. So let me say, for example, you have a HND in food and nutrition, for example, you can do a top-up or a 1 year with London Met and you have your BSc or your degree certificate. So the top-up is just like a final year or yes, a final year or year 4, as we have in Nigeria, where when you do 1 year with us, you have your BSc at London Metropolitan University. From there, you can now proceed to do your postgraduate course, you can proceed to do masters or whatever it is you want to do post BSc. Now, for third class graduates, if you're a third class graduate and you have a minimum of 3 years work experience post NYSC, you can get accepted to do a direct master's with us. However, your application will have to go through a tutor. So when you put in an application, you have a third class, you have a work experience, 3 years post NYSC work experience in relevant field, please, in relevant field. So for example, you want to do an MSc in cybersecurity or computing, your experience has to be in line with that MSc you want to do, right? That's if you have a third class degree. You'll be required, you can put in an application and you'll be granted an offer to do a master's with us, right? But that your application will have to go through a tutor. So it will take slightly longer time for your offer to come out than someone who has a minimum of 2. However, if you don't have relevant work experience or up to 3 years post NYSC work experience, you'll be required to do a pre-master's with us, which is for a period of about 15 weeks. Before you proceed to do your master's with us. So it's just called an extended master's, which will be extended. So instead of doing a 1 year master's, you have to do like a 15-month master's with us, pre-master's inclusive of your master's degree, and then you get your postgraduate certification with us. So those are the options available for HND graduates and third class graduates. So the next slide will be speaking to our application requirements or academic requirements from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Kenya, and from South Africa. I will just breeze through this applying from Nigeria and applying from other countries, because I will send this slide to you so that you can make reference to it from time to time, okay? So if you're coming in for an undergraduate course with us, you require a WAEC. We don't accept NECO for now. So your WAEC, your SSC certificate is what we need, with an international foundation year or a post-secondary school certification like OND or diploma or A-levels or NCE. So if you're an NCE holder on this call, the option available for you is to come in to do an undergraduate course with us. When you come in with your NCE certificate, you can get accepted into year 1. Okay, with your NCE certificate, you can get accepted into year 1. But there's something I'd like to state to talk about, especially for NCE graduates or NCE holders on this call. Now, we have what we call the accelerated degree in primary education. It's an accelerated degree, just like the name implies. which just means that our normal degree programs are for a 3-year period, but this accelerated degree is for 2 years. And we just have accelerated degree in primary education. And that's why I said this information is for NCE holders. So because it's an education degree, yeah, if you have an NCE, you can easily go for this course. So with your NCE certificate, you can get admitted to do accelerated degree in primary education, where you get to spend 2 years instead of 3 years, and then you come out with your bachelor's in education, in primary education. And when you come out with your bachelor's in primary education, you can proceed to do a postgraduate certificate in education with us at London Metropolitan University. And then you now obtain the qualified teacher status in the UK. This is because our postgraduate certificate in education is QTS compliant. QTS simply means qualified teacher status. So when you finish your accelerated degree in primary education with us, you can proceed to do a postgraduate certificate in education. So the 3 years you would have ordinarily spent doing a degree, maybe in other courses, you can spend it in doing an accelerated degree in primary education, 2 years, and a 1-year postgraduate certificate in education, and then you are obtaining qualified teacher status in the UK, okay? And so for our 4-year degree program, right? So students who fall slightly, so if you just have your WAEC result and you do not have a post-secondary school qualification like A-levels or international foundation year or OND or NCE, you can come in and do a 4-year degree program with us. You know, you first do your foundation year and then you now proceed to do your 3 years undergraduate degree with us. Now, for postgraduate degrees, you require a minimum of 2-2, a minimum of second class lower, you know, in your bachelor's for many recognized university in Nigeria or wherever you come from now. Okay, this is for Nigeria, actually. I'll go to Ghana and the other countries subsequently. So like I said about third class graduates, if you have a third class graduate and you want to apply for postgraduate course, you need a minimum of 3 years full-time relevant work experience after your NYSC. So this just simply means that any qualification you have or any work experience you have prior to doing your National Youth Service Corps may not suffice. So we require you to have post-NYSC work experience, okay? And then if you have professional certification, of course, plus 2 years post-NYSC work experience, that will suffice for you to come in with your third class for master's. So professional certifications, for example, ICANN. So accountant, if you're here, maybe you have a third class at your first degree and you have your ICANN and you've been working as an accountant for 2 years after NYSC, please put in your application for your postgraduate and you may be duly considered because of your professional certification and your work experience, okay? Now, if you want to come in to do international foundation year with us, we require that you have at least 5 passes, 6 that passes, I mean, by passes, I mean credit, C6, you know, including English and mathematics for you to start the international foundation program with us. And yes, in English requirements for Nigerian students is a WAEC, the standard English requirements for Nigerian students is a WAEC C6. In case you do not have WAEC C6, you will now be required to write a standard English test. That's where IELTS comes in. That's where secured English language test comes in. That's where PTE test comes in. But if you have a C6 in WAEC, you may not need to take any of these standard English tests. However, I'd like to state here, because this has come up sometimes, there are some courses that we have that require a higher English requirement. So in London Met, we have 2 English requirements. We have the standard English requirement, and that standard English requirement covers for most courses, right? But there are some courses, there are some unique courses that you'll be coming in to do in London Met, and will require you to have a higher English requirement. Some of those courses are medical related courses like pharmaceutical sciences, education-related courses, biomedical science. So if you're coming in for courses like biomedical science, pharmaceutical science, adult nursing, and education, you'll be required to have a higher English requirement. And what do I mean by higher English requirement? A C4 in WAEC. So for example, if you put in an application with C6 in WAEC and you want to do pharmaceutical science, with C6 in English, sorry, I want to do pharmaceutical science, you may, if your offer comes out, they will require you to take an IELTS. that's just because that particular course requires a higher English requirement, and that just means you need a minimum of a C4 in English in WAEC. Now, if you don't have a C4 in English in WAEC, you will not be required to take the standard English test. And in the case of IELTS, it will be 6.5 overall band and 6.0 in each band of IELTS. So for mathematics, if your course requires mathematics, you're required to have a minimum of C6 in WAEC in maths. So that is the academic requirement for Nigerian students. I'll just move to Ghana. So for Ghana, if you're applying from Ghana, you're a Ghana student on this call, these are the requirements for coming in to do an undergraduate degree with us. So first off, you did a diploma, but students who have exceptionally good grades in their SSC, in Ghana now, we're talking of WASE. If you have exceptionally good grades in your WASE, a minimum of A's, most A's, and a few B's, you may be considered to do a degree with us straight up. So with your A's, say out of 8 subjects, you have say 6 A's and 2 B's, we could consider you to do an undergraduate directly with us. So you come into London Met to do a 3-year degree program, right? And for students who fall slightly below this top requirement, you are required to be considered for an appropriate foundation year. So you come in and do. So if you don't have a diploma after your SSC, or you don't have A's and B's in your head, you'll be required to do a foundation year with us. So you will now do a 4-year degree program instead of 3 years. Now, for postgraduate degrees, the minimum we require, so this just speaks to different universities and their different grading system. So whilst we have some universities in Ghana who do the percentage grading system, we also have some universities in Ghana who do the 4-point, 5-point CGPA grading system. So depending on the school you graduated from, the minimum for you to do a postgraduate with us at London Metropolitan University is a 2.7. If your school is doing the 4.0, 5.0 minimum grading system, but the school is doing a percentage grading system, the minimum is a 50% to 60% minimum, okay? So these are just examples of university, like University of Ghana, Legon. We need a, if your first degree is in University of Ghana, Legon, your CGPA should be a minimum of 2.50 for you to get admitted. Please, can you mute your mic, please? Thank you. For you to get admitted to do postgraduate degree with us. So you can just look at this list, different schools with different minimum, and just, pick the one that applies to you. Like I said, this slide will be sent to the team after this presentation. And then for our international foundation program, if you want to do international foundation program, we require a minimum of 5 credits in your WASE, and that should include math and English. Now, our beloved students from Ghana still need to take a standard English test for them to come in to do. So I think there's a noise at the background. Mohammed, please, can you mute? Thank you very much. So we require that you take the standard English test if you're a student from Ghana, and these tests can be either IELTS, SELT, Pearson, and any of these tests. And if you're coming in to do a course that requires maths, for example, you're interested in doing statistics, computing, you require a minimum of C6. So grades between A1 to C6 in maths would suffice. But if your course is not math compliant, it may not apply. Okay. So students applying from Kenya now. Undergraduate, if you're coming in to do an undergraduate with us, you require a diploma. So after your secondary school, after your KCSE, you require a diploma or a diploma in technical education program. For a 4-year degree, if you don't have a diploma after your KCSE, you come in and do 4 years with us instead of 3 years. Please be informed that UK degrees, London Med degrees are a 3-year degree program. Okay, but it's not when you fall slightly below this requirement to come in to do 3 years that you will not do a 4-year degree program, which includes a foundation year and your 3 years degree program. Okay, So students who are coming in to do postgraduate course or masters require a minimum of second class lower, which is around the CGPA of 2.7 or a minimum of 50 to 55%, depending on the grading system that your school does. If it's the 4-point grading system, 2.7 is the minimum. If it's the percentage grading system, if it's the 5-point grading system, 2.7 minimum would suffice. And if it's the percentage grading system, a minimum of 50 to 55% would suffice. Then if you're coming in to do international foundation program, you require a 5 credit at your KCSE level. Like I said, for students in Kenya, we have waived the standard English test for them. It just happened recently. So if you're coming in for an undergraduate, if you have a C in your KCSE, you do not require, or you're not required to take a standard English test. And if you're coming in for a postgraduate degree program, you require a C+ in your KCSE. Once you have a C+ in your KCSE, you are not required to take a standard English test. And if you're coming in for a maths-related course, we expect you to have a minimum of a grade C in maths at KCSE. Okay. Oh, then students applying from South Africa, it's pretty much the same thing. For students applying from South Africa, your senior certificate examination sorry, that was fast. Your senior certificate examination require you to have a matriculation endorsement and then a grade average of about 60 to 79%, or higher certificate or national certificate at grade level 5. So if you fall slightly below this requirement, you come in and do a 4-year degree program with us, which includes a foundation year. And for postgraduate degree, we require a minimum of second class, which is between 60 to 69%. And then an international foundation, that's people that want to come and do a 4-year degree with us. We require you to have an average of 50 to 69%, okay, which is a C. So for South African students, you are required to take the standard English test, which is either an SCLT or a Pearson or academic IELTS. And if your course choice is maths applicable or requires maths or calculation, you are required to have a grade of 50 to 69% in maths in your senior certificate or national senior certificate examination. So this is the academic requirement, excuse me, for students coming in from South Africa. So at this point, I'd just like to pause a bit and have you ask your question. I think that's the next slide. Yes, have you ask your question, and if there are any. Thank you very much for your attention. Maybe I'll just go to the chat box and take the questions one by one, if that's okay by you. Gloria, are you there? Okay. Say hi, Mary. We have only Nigerian students on this webinar. That's interesting. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Gloria, for that clarification.
Hi, Mary. Yes, I'm here. Okay, so please, if you have any questions for Mary, please kindly drop them in the chat box, please.
Okay, so I'm already seeing questions. Where is this located? So our school, London Metropolitan University, is located at the heart of London. We have 2 campuses in London. One is the Holloway Road campus. It's located in the heart of London, just in front of Arsenal Stadium. And then the other campus is at Aldgate. Both of them are located in London. So our school is located in the United Kingdom in London.
Just to jump in, Mary, quickly. Sorry, I've added some updates in the chat with links to some of the questions that have been asked. So we're basically based in North London. Our campus is Aldgate is basically art, architecture, and design, and Holloway is the business, the Guildhall Business School and Law. So they're 2 separate campuses, yeah. But North London, we're based. questions pertaining to entry requirements, I've put that in the link. And also, if you have any questions in particular that are admissions based, you can go directly to the website and contact admissions directly, because they'll be in the best position to answer those questions for you. I'll add a link in for the international office as well. And there was one question pertaining to financial aid and what we offer. It's very important to ensure that it is financially feasible for you to study at London Met or in the UK. We fully appreciate the issues going on with currency devaluation in, Nigeria and other parts of Africa. But also we have tried to understand that and input things like our international student scholarship, which is guaranteed for £3,000, as Mary's mentioned. We also have reduced our deposit to £4,000, and just recently we've given another discount of £500. So we are, as mentioned previously by Mary, trying to do what we can to alleviate any financial burdens on students looking to apply, to us via Nigeria or other African countries. But please be aware there is, the cost of living in the UK. Be aware that you need to have a certain amount of money in your account while you're going through the CAS process. Also, you need to pay for accommodation unless you have, relations or you have somewhere, that you can afford to stay. It's something that's very important, because what we don't want to do is delay students or keep students in a position when they keep on deferring because, they might not have the financial to do for a specific term. So it's best to ensure that you apply in advance and ensure that your financials are already organized in advance, so we can get the process through as soon as possible for you, so you don't get impacted by fluctuating currency rates in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, David. Thank you. Okay, so I'm seeing some questions in the chat box, and
yeah, we have some questions here. So there's one from Oluwa Pomile. Please, okay, so this person said, please, for a prospective MBA postgrad with 2-2, that's second class lower, and 5 years work experience with 1 year post NYSC, will that be sufficient? And can we use English as medium from our uni to apply instead of IELTS?
Okay. Oluwapomile, thank you very much for your question. Yes, your 2-2 coming in for MBA would suffice. That is academic qualification enough to apply for MBA program. So for English requirements, if you have a C6 in WAEC, that will suffice as well. You only need IELTS if you do not have a C6 in WAEC, or if your WAEC is older than 1999. So we accept C6 in WAEC from 1999 till date. Any WAEC prior to 1999 would be required. Anybody that has WAEC prior to 1999 will be required to write a standard English test. For Nigerians, because we accept C6 in WAEC, we do not need any MOI letters from your university. So your C6 in WAEC will suffice. It's only when you do not meet C6 in WAEC that you'll be required to write a standard English test, which IELTS is part of. I hope that answers your question.
Okay, so
Okay.
someone is raising up his hand.
Okay, one Musa asked, please, I am Nigerian and I have a WAEC. Okay. I'm sure you need to ask a follow-up question to this, but yes, WAEC C6 is what we accept. We do not accept NECO for now. So if that's what you want to know, yes, we accept WAEC.
I think Musa wants to ask.
Also included the link. I put in academic requirements by country. So if after this you need to get any further clarification, just go in there, click on it, and you could see whichever country, Nigeria is there, or any other African countries, to just give you some more information after this. Thanks.
Sheon also asks, can we combine 2 O-level results, please? Yes, but not more than 2. You can combine WAEC, please, not so O-level stands for both WAEC and NECO. You cannot combine WAEC and NECO. You can combine 2 WAECs. You can combine maybe WAEC June, July, and WAEC November, December. But you cannot combine WAEC and NECO together. And please be aware that WAEC prior to 1999, for English, you need to write an English test. Please. Also, please take note of the links that my regional manager, David, placed in the chat box. There are links to deadlines for PGT courses. There are links to the, financial requirements or financial aid. But we do not, the aid that we provide is the £3,000 scholarship that I mentioned when I was presenting, £3,000 scholarship. Also, if you are at the deposit payment stage, so if you're on this call and you have met your offer conditions and you're at the point of paying deposit, if you pay your deposit before December 2nd, 2024, you are eligible for an additional £500 discount. So that applies for only people who are in the deposit payment stage, okay? Okay, I think at a point, Mohammed was raising his hand. Mohammed, have you had your question answered? If you have, that's fine. If not, please ask now. Or you can drop the question in the chat box. Okay, I can see a question from Rashida. Okay, so I can see a question from Prayer Adeyemi first. Okay, please, I am an ND holder. I'm sure there's a follow-up to this question, but Prayer Adeyemi, if your question is, what can you do with your ND? You can come in and do an undergraduate program with us with your ND. So I'm hoping that your class of certificates is a minimum of lower credit. So with your lower credit in ND or OND, you can come in and you can be admitted into year 1. You can be admitted into year 1 where you start your year 1, year 2, year 3, and do a 3-year degree program with us. So if your question is if you can be admitted with your OND certificate, yes, you can come in to do year 1, and then at the end of 3 years, you come out with a BSc in your course choice. So Rashidat is asking, is there human-computer interaction, or is it currently being considered? Okay, so we don't have a course as human-computer interaction for now, but we have AI, we have artificial intelligence. We also have courses around robotics and artificial intelligence. For human HCI, yes, I'm sure it's being considered.
That's also included in the link. I've put in all our courses, so just go to that link afterwards. You'll be able to see that.
Okay, so Kosi said she's just joining. How can she get what she missed?
Kosi, I'm sure you can get it from the... Are you willing to share these slides with them, or some of the links that David shared?
Is this being recorded, sorry, by SRUK? Just so we know.
Yes, it is being recorded.
So I presume you can provide this recording to anyone who jumped in late. Is that possible?
Yes, it's very possible.
All right.
The link where you can catch up on everything that has been said has just been shared in the chat box. Please kindly check.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Kosi, the link is right there.
Okay, but Kosi, if you have any questions about London Metropolitan that you would just like to know, you could just ask, and I'm sure Mary or SN will be here to answer. So if you have questions about requirements, if you have questions about payment, if you have questions about your certificates or anything, you could just ask, and yeah, you will get your answers.
Sorry, my first name's David. It shows here as SC and D, but my first name's David.
Oh, all right. So sorry for that.
No, not at all. Not at all. I get that long. Okay.
Okay, so there's a question from Adele Gore. He said, I studied civil engineering for my OND program, and I would like to have a switch of course to take photography. How is that possible?
Okay, so you're literally switching from, okay, two schools, from the School of Built Environment into the School of Art, Architecture and Design. Okay, so Adeogo, do you have a portfolio of photography you've taken in the past? Because if you're applying for a course under the School of Art, Architecture and Design, you would require a portfolio. Now, because of your background in civil engineering, whilst admission would review your application, they may have to pass it on to the tutor. So I cannot tell you outrightly, yes, emphatically or no, but your application will definitely be considered. And if a tutor thinks that, yes, you can do well in photography, an offer will be made to you. So if you have the financial capacity, I would encourage you to please apply, and your application will move from admissions to tutor, and then a response will be given to you in due course. Okay, Pearl,
Okay, so he said yes, he has a portfolio.
Okay, he has a portfolio. Please apply. I hope your OND is a minimum of lower credit.
A portfolio of and a work experience of a year and a half.
A year and a half. Okay, I hope your OND is a minimum of lower credits. If your OND is a minimum of lower credits, please go ahead and do the application. Okay, good, good. All right. So Kosi is asking, do you require application fees, and how do you grant scholarships? Okay, we do not require application fees. Application is free, it's entirely free. And we have a £3,000 scholarship for students who are coming in from Africa. So that's the financial aid that London Met has granted to African students, right? So if your tuition fee maybe is at £17,500, you've been granted a £3,000 discount or waiver. So your tuition fee will come down to 14,000. That's just an analogy, by the way. Your tuition fee will come down to £14,500 per year. Now, that is the scholarship that applies. Okay?
Yeah, please note, as Mary's mentioned, all successful applicants, international students, get a guaranteed £3,000 scholarship. It's guaranteed, and as Mary, it comes off your current fee for your tuition. So that is guaranteed. You don't have to go through a process. It's an international student scholarship, which is guaranteed. Thanks.
Okay, so this question is from Pearl. So I think I can just answer this. Pearl, no, this is not a fully funded scholarship. There's no program that is fully funded. You can get a £3,000 off tuition fee, but there's no fully funded scholarship. Thank you. All right, do we have more questions? Please, if you still have more questions or if you need more clarification, please kindly drop them. We still have some few minutes left.
So Adeogo, like I was saying, please apply through SIUK. Put in your application via SIUK with all your documents. So Kosi is asking, do you offer computer science? Yes. At what is the fee? Kosi, please clarify. Is it at PG level or at undergraduate level? So are you coming in to do an undergraduate with us or a postgraduate? Please clarify that, and then I'll provide further details to you. Undergraduate level. Okay, so our computer related cost is I think it's about £17,500. And depending on your certification, so if you have just SSC, you'll be coming to do 4 years. But if you have a post secondary school certification, you'll be doing a 3 years degree program. So that tuition fee is for 1 year, it's per year, £17,500. Now, the discount of £3,000 will apply for each year of study. So if you're coming into the undergraduate, you're doing probably a 3-year degree program with us. So each of those years you pay that tuition, £3,000 will be deducted off that tuition. I hope that answers your question, Kosi. My regional manager, David, has dropped his email on the chat box. I've also dropped mine. If you have further questions after this meeting, please send us an email. I will be glad to answer your questions. If you want to put in an application, you can go ahead and put in your application via SIUK.
Also, Mary, could you just inform everyone present about what we'll be doing in Nigeria and
Yes.
South Africa over the next coming months, please? Thank you.
Yes, definitely. Thank you very much for reminding me, David. Okay, so I will be in, so first off, we have an event, we are hosting an event, basically a meet and greet where you can come in, ask your question, ask your consent. One will be in Lagos, one will be in Abuja, and the details as per venue, timing, and date will be sent through Gloria in SIUK. It will also be on our website subsequently as soon as we decide on a venue and a date. I would also be in several school fairs between now and December. So if you know, say White Sand School, I'll be in their school fair. That will be put on our website. If you know Lagoon School, I'll be in their school fair as well. If you know Dowen College, I'll be present at Dowen College on the 4th of November. And any other events that we're having, I will put the details on our website, okay? So that you can just make contact with me in person at those events. I've also included my email and my phone number right there where you can reach me on WhatsApp or email, where if you have further questions, you can ask. But the core event we are having in Lagos and Abuja will be a meet and greet where you can come in, ask your questions. As soon as a venue and a date is decided, it will be duly communicated to you via website or email. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. Then if you still have further questions or if you need further clarification, my phone number and email address is in the email I sent to everyone. So please, you can also reach out to SIUK Nigeria for further assistance and help with your applications, with your questions, and any other thing you might want to know.
And if there are no further questions, I would just like to say thank you very much for attending, and thank you, Gloria, so much, and SIUK for organizing this fabulous webinar for us and all the attendees. Hopefully look forward to speaking you or seeing you in Nigeria in the upcoming months. And more importantly, hopefully seeing you on our campuses.
Yes.
Mary, leave it to you.
So as my regional manager has alluded, thank you so much, every attendee for joining this session. Thank you for your interest in London Metropolitan University. Thank you so much, Gloria, for putting this together. We appreciate.
You're welcome, Mary.
See you on campus in the subsequent intakes. Thank you.
Thanks everyone for attending. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, David. And this was quite an insightful and interactive session. And we hope to get so many tractions from this seminar.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do have a nice day. Thank you, everyone, and do have a nice day.
Take care and God bless everyone. Thank you very much. Have a very good weekend.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you too. Bye. Yeah.